Welcome to Karaoke on Air, Fat Karaoke, the karaoke network, all things karaoke. Earl Z Pearl on Facebook, Earl Z Pearl on Twitter, Earl Z Pearl the numeral 1 on YouTube with the best karaoke videos in the world. FatKaraoke.com, Earl Z Pearl, Mac Beats, and Shell. Another installment of Karaoke Nuances, Karaoke Particulars, Karaoke, all things karaoke, as we like to say. And this is another opportunity for us to talk about very pertinent issues in our community. This show, very important because we've had a tremendous amount of violence in East St. Louis, and we did karaoke in East St. Louis. We were the forerunners of karaoke in East St. Louis. No one would go inside the city of East St. Louis other than Fat Karaoke, Shell, Mac Beats, Earl Z Pearl. We've had a lot of karaoke being performed in outlying areas in the East St. Louis area, and East St. Louis is an area that is comprised of the St. Louis metropolitan area. And no one would come down to the city of East St. Louis to do karaoke, and we were the first. We were the first to do that, and we're proud of that distinction, of being first in the community doing karaoke in the entertainment business. We have some problems in the East St. Louis community because there are a lot of shootings, there's a lot of violence that is occurring. And so we're going to do this show to try to stop the violence. We want to commemorate our doing karaoke on the east side so that we can do our part in trying to stop the violence, because the clubs in East St. Louis are very, very important to the community. That's how the community gets revenue, and that's how the community exists, because we don't have a lot of industries that come to downtown East St. Louis, like hotels and restaurants, and because East St. Louis doesn't have infrastructure. East St. Louis is minusing sewers and roads and things of that nature. We need to have those things constructed before we can bring these people into our community. But before we can do that, we've got to have revenue to exist in the first place, and that's how the clubs in the entertainment industry come into play in East St. Louis. So now that you know that, we're going to commemorate our beginnings in East St. Louis by mentioning people who were instrumental in helping East St. Louis have a karaoke culture and a karaoke lifestyle. And this is very important to the community, so we want to acknowledge these people to help us start. Earl Z Pearl, Mac Beats, and Shell. And Shell, do you remember?
Yes, I do. I remember certain people that used to come from the St. Louis side of the water and come all the way over there to support the lounges and clubs in East St. Louis. We had Donna Pelly. She used to come quite often. We had Lady V. We had Ronnie G, Landis, Siren. At that time, she was Relly. We had Ramona, Big Coop, Donna Marie, Shabazz, Monet, Shawnee, C-Note. Tamara used to make that long drive. Pontiac, Sweet Pea, Rick Lewis, Ian, Miss Loving, Miss E, Danny, may he rest in peace, Ace, and Marge and Gina. They all used to come over.
Those are some of the important people that helped create karaoke as we know it on the east side, because like I said before, there was no such thing as karaoke in the east side before 2003. Before 2003, there was only something like open mic. There was no rotation done, and I'll specify this. Nobody knew when we first started doing karaoke, which is that the first place we started doing karaoke on the east side was a club called JoJo's, which is now Club Phoenix. And JoJo's, when we first started doing it, I remember the people who came to witness karaoke and to have fun doing it didn't even know that you had to wait your own turn. They didn't know it was a rotation. There was no such thing as a rotation to them. We introduced the rotation. We introduced karaoke songs with a monitor, a visual monitor, and an audio monitor. The first opportunity for us to do karaoke was done in Club Phoenix. And Mike King was the club proprietor at the time when we first started doing it. Before Mike King, It was no karaoke done. And of course, Mike King is the cousin of the legendary Jockenstein, my radio buddy that worked in East St. Louis in the entertainment industry and created the entertainment industry there in a bigger way with my mentor, Jim Gates, Jockenstein, Curtis Soul. These are radio mentors of mine that helped the entertainment industry flourish in East St. Louis. I'd like to name the clubs that were important in the development of karaoke in East St. Louis. The first club, like I mentioned, was JoJo's. After JoJo's, it became Phoenix, and we did the first live karaoke broadcast on the radio on AM 1490. 1490 was the first radio station that had live karaoke in the St. Louis metropolitan area. Now, that's a big distinction because we had people singing live on the air on 1490 WESL. And Tony Ford was the salesperson at the time at 1490. Also, the legendary JR, the real JR, who was instrumental in making that happen. He was very, very important for us to have the live broadcast at WIGO. And the first club was Club Phoenix, which was JoJo's. Then we had the opportunity of going to Jesse's Place. Jesse was an outstanding owner and a facilitator of karaoke. We went from Jesse's Place to Javon's. Javon's was right across the street on Missouri Avenue from JoJo's. And from there, we had the opportunity of going to Club 51 in Cahokia. Then we went to the Cigar Inn. So we went to the Cigar Inn. Cigar Inn was a big opportunity for African-American style karaoke to come to the outlying area in the east side. And I'd like to mention the owners of these clubs. First of all, JoJo's was owned by Mike King when we first started. And Dino Jean at that point, who's the owner of Club Phoenix today, was actually DJing with me at JoJo's. And so Dino Jean was very important in bringing karaoke to JoJo's. When he began to own the club, he supported us 100% in doing it, and we want to give a shout out to Dino Jean in that regard. After going to Jesse's Place, Jesse supported karaoke like a karaoke soldier. And then we worked Club Illusion from the Cigar Inn and went with world famous Blackmans, who are owners of Blackman's Plaza. And I say world famous because they were instrumental in the entertainment business in East St. Louis in the 60s, and people have went on and all over the world, and they're familiar with the Blackmans. So the Blackmans own liquor stores and clubs, and they're very important today in the club entertainment industry in East St. Louis. We started growing our marketplace, and we didn't leave anywhere. We just started expanding and hiring more people, and that's how the karaoke industry, African-American karaoke industry in East St. Louis evolved. After we grew and went into the Venice and Madison area, and so Shell was hosting in the Venice and Madison area. Tell us about the club owner there, Shell.
The club owner was P. White of VML. It was a very nice club. And the next club after that was the Robin's Nest, which was under new ownership at the time. Pretty nice. It was a pretty nice crowd there. It was more of a bluesy type club.
Okay. And some of those people that came to the Robin's Nest and came to VML, name some of those good people that supported karaoke during that time.
Okay. We had the Boss, of course. The Boss came. Billy, Ronnie, Miss T, Nene, Rob, Terrell. He came out. Vernon, T. Love, Lynn, and Baby O, Dion, Loretta, Sean, Blackstone. It was a lot of people that came out.
And I'm really proud to mention some of these great people that have made karaoke viable and flourishing in St. Louis. Ramona Shabazz, Monet, Shawnee, C-Note, Tambra, Pontiac, Sweet Pea, Rick Lewis and Ian. People are going, Earl the Pearl, why are you talking about Rick Lewis, your competition? Well, Rick Lewis is from East St. Louis. Rick Lewis is a nice guy, and of course, we've had some friendly altercations about who has the best show and all that, but we still had the same goals, and that was to do karaoke, and that's what we are big fans of. So we give shouts out to Rick Lewis and Apollo, Yo-Yo, Kara, Roll Boogie, which is Mario and Apollo were instrumental in karaoke flourishing on the east side, because every time I looked up I saw those guys, and I really appreciate them. Drea and Karen and Sonia and Kara and Miss Margaret used to come up to the
don't forget Jody.
Yeah, Jody too. I mean, Jody will slap me. I like Jody a whole lot. That is Roll Boogie's better half. Tony and Vicky from the Cigar Inn. Tony and Vicky, Tony's no longer with us. Rest in peace, Tony and Vicky, a tremendous vocalist. And no, I'm not friends with her on Facebook, but whoever hears this and knows of where Vicky is, be sure and give her a shout out. Kim and Chandra. Chandra moved to Mississippi, used to come to East St. Louis to do karaoke with us. And Amy Jones, who we have videos on, and Special Angel. The nickname Special Angel came from Mac Beats.
My fault.
And Randolph, he's a good guy. Hopefully he's instrumental in helping stop all this violence that's occurring. We want the violence to stop, and that's the reason why we're doing this show, because we want to do our part to say, let the entertainment industry grow in East St. Louis. Let's put it on the, let's have a vision for it and put it on the riverfront. Let's build infrastructure so we can bring hotels and businesses in the East St. Louis, because this was the way that karaoke formulated. Mac Beats, Shell, Earl of Pearl. We wouldn't have even been able to exist without the city of East St. Louis supporting karaoke. And that's the reason why we're talking about it the way we are.
Yes,
it's very important to us.
And remembering karaoke with Jenny, BJ Rich, Aisha, Drea, Tina, Shonda, Melanie, Kevy Kev, Mr. Barbecue, Melody, Miss B, D Soul, Fontez, Rockin' Robin, Miss Arkansas, Bobby, Rudy, rest in peace, Rudy, Tony Y, Kamina, always came, Dashel.
Dashel?
Yes,
oh
Dashel.
Oh my God!
Charles, Myra, Kayla, Breeze, Dashel. Byron, Big Cheese. Y'all know it's Big Cheese. I know it's Cheryl.
Cheryl the Pearl.
Shay, Paris, Honey Hamilton. Yeah, that's just to name a few. We also have T Love, also known as Tammy. She used to come out pretty much too.
Mac Beats, I know you have a list of people over there from Cahokia. Let's bless some of these great people in Cahokia with an acknowledgement.
Okay, the people I know about is, we had Shay, CJ, Kim, we had Jenny, she did all the Tina Turner, we had Giannis, he came, we had Brandon, she had the best afro available, we had Riri, who used to come to Jesse's, Kara, Roll Boogie Productions, we had Jody, they came out all the time, we had Drea, we had Bird, we had Dirty DJ 618, he showed us a lot of love and helped spread karaoke as well. He got us, he hooked us up with P. White, DJ Oatmeal. We had T. Sneezy, real creative. We had Angie. We had about 6 people named Angel. So shout out to all 6 of y'all. Appreciate y'all. We had Pac-Man and Freaky Code. That's the most dangerous tag team on the east side.
Pac-Man and Freaky Code.
Yeah. We had Tank Team.
With Dino Jean. Dino Jean is the ringleader.
We had Binky. We had Piggy, we had Tony and Sir Sid Cox, we had Marv, we had Sexy Wanda, and D, also known as D Soul. She had one of the most powerful technical voices. She know how to jump from note to note real smooth. We had Riri from Madison, we had Tony Boone, we had Marge, we had Mrs. E, we had Miss Lovins. We had Scotty, also known as ST. We had QQ, we had Tiffany, Tanya, and we had people like Zane. He an artist, producer. He opened for Miguel not so long ago. It's a lot of people.
Man, we've got a lot of people. And see, we got more people to go. So we got to talk about these people, because without these people, it wouldn't have happened for sure. Sir Said and Tony from Club 51. Sir Said and Tony from Club 51. I want to just acknowledge, I know you mentioned them already. I just want to acknowledge them and tell them thank you for allowing us to come into their place of business and formulate a karaoke culture. Yes. They were very instrumental in that. Tony and Sir Sid, we love each other, man. We fussed at each other, but man, I love those guys to this day, and I miss them. Shell, what did you want to say? I
just wanted to give big ups to Miss Donna Marie, because she was instrumental on getting us the Cigar Inn in Belleville.
Right.
And she's a great singer as well.
Donna Marie is a jewel, and she was very instrumental in us coming to the East Side, period. And she would always say to me before we got to the East Side in 2002, because she would come to our karaoke with Sonia, who hired us in the Kwame building, who's now in Atlanta pursuing law. When she hired us, Donna Marie would ask, when are we going to come to the East Side so we can have African-American karaoke in a black karaoke environment? And we would say, Donna, we really want to come, but we didn't have any place to come. Well, Donna Marie made it happen. She talked to other people, got the atmosphere ready for us to come to the East Side. So we have to thank Donna Marie for that, and acknowledge Donna Marie as well. Just like we do Dino Jean, just like we do Tony Cox and Sid Cox, Sir Sid Cox, man. Those are good karaoke people that really, really made it happen for us, as well as Jesse. Jesse used to love to come to karaoke just to sit and watch everybody sing. He sure did. Jesse would come.
He's a trooper.
He really was. Jesse worked at Metro, and he retired and opened up Jesse's Place, as well as where Dino Jean now is owning that club, the same club, Club 103, which is closed right now because of the violence. And I had to come back to the violence. We want to stop that. We want the entertainment industry in East St. Louis to flourish. We're a part of it, and it has helped take care of us. We were supported by it. We supported it. I've worked in East St. Louis all my career, when I was in radio at Magic 108, at KATZ, at KWK, and I worked at 1490 WESL. I have all the opportunities to work at those places. And all the time that I went to East St. Louis, I never had a problem at all. And I stayed in the streets, made plenty of money in the streets, working in East St. Louis, never had a problem. So the fallacy that people create in their heads by saying, I don't want to go across the bridge because I might get mugged, or I might get shot, or I might be killed, it's not altogether true. It's not. Now, I know we're trying to stop the violence right now. We're trying to stop the violence, but a lot of the violence is occurring from people coming from St. Louis over to East St. Louis, taking out vengeance on other people. It's not the people from East St. Louis fighting among themselves so much, but there is an element there that's doing that, and it's probably because of drugs and illegal activity and things of that nature. Well, we want, by having this show and acknowledging all these people, we want, by you being acknowledged, get out there and do what you can do. Whatever it is, if it's a phone call, if it's going to a rally, no matter what it is, get out there and do it. Because we need to have the entertainment industry in East St. Louis to flourish. It's where Tina Turner came from. It has a lot of history. Miles Davis originated from East St. Louis. And we need to have a Miles Davis museum in East St. Louis today. We have to.
Yes,
we have to work on that, because he is very well deserving, and a lot of great people. Jackie Joyner Kersey. Oh man, I could just go on and on and on with these great people.
I just wanted to say something here. I forgot about, it slipped my mind, the very first place that we did karaoke. It was on 25th Street in East St. Louis in State. I can't remember the name of the club, but I remember the owner, Big Mike.
The name of the club was Bumpers.
Right,
and
Bumpers.
We have to acknowledge Bumpers too as well. We work so many places, but this show is about these people that have touched our lives, and we have touched them. Mike is a soldier and a trooper, and the reason why we call him Iron Mike is because he had the unfortunate incident of being shot, and he survived. But she was shot
10 times.
Yeah, 10 times. And he is alive today and thriving today. And he was a big, big supporter of our shows. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. I appreciate you very much. And you have a special part in your life. You're still here. You got something special you got to do. If I were you, I'd get out there and keep swinging doing it. He's real successful in construction, by the way, yes. Already. Anyway. So the list of karaoke participants just goes on and on and on. Earl Z. Pearl, Mac Beats, and Shell. We were the originators of karaoke in the proper form in the East Side. We're not saying that we did it necessarily first. All we're saying is we established a crowd. We established a following in East St. Louis. We observed a rotation. We had floor monitors for singers to sing on.
We also had lights.
TV monitors and lights, which was a very important part of our show. Most people would never even bring lights, but we would bring lights to make it real special for karaoke singers.
Make you feel like a star.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention. Belly and Ronnie, they helped the karaoke also. They came out every week to Illusions. Appreciate y'all. One thing you have to do is you have to organize it as something you do every day. You're going to have to find the people that are doing the senseless crimes, the shooting, and all that. You're going to have to find them, and you're going to have to stop them first. And second is you're going to have to educate everybody so that they won't have to deal drugs in order to support their family. You're going to have to establish businesses over there so that maybe they won't have to rob you just to eat. Stuff like that. It's something that won't happen in one day. You got to do that over a period of years.
I would imagine at this point there are a lot of things going on to help in this violent situation, and we're talking about karaoke and how it got started, but we want to keep coming back to alternatives to possibly stop the violence. Maybe talk to a friend and be more encouraging to people. Maybe to be more positive, to help people find work, to help people establish businesses. These are things that help other people a lot. And these are just small little things. Maybe there's something that you can do. This is what Shell Mac and Earl Z. Pearl are doing. We're trying to help the best way we can by acknowledging it and saying that we had a part in the East St. Louis community, and we still are a part of the East St. Louis community, and we really do care, Shell.
Yes, I think a way to help curb and stop the violence is to really walk in groups. When females are leaving, guys, walk them to the cars and things like that. And guys, just because you're a guy, you can walk in groups as well, because they do rob you too. So maybe we should start traveling in groups, to be safe.
We want to acknowledge again these people. You may have heard them one time. We're going to do it again. Yo, Jenny, BJ Rich, Aisha, Drea, Tina, Shunda, Melanie, Kevy Kev, Mr. Barbecue, Mrs. B, D Soul, Rockin' Robin, Fontez. If you know any of these people, contact them and tell them they're acknowledged on this show. Communicate with them and tell them that Earl the Pearl was thinking about them in the Stopping of the Violence karaoke podcast. Tell these people to check us out on this podcast, and you have the address on the screen. You just look at the screen right now, you'll see the address. And tell them to get involved in making a phone call. If all they can do is make a phone call to help stop this violence, that is well appreciated. Anything they can do, giving to their favorite charity, going in volunteering for the local governments. Do anything that you can. Go to a rally. Go to the club owners. And let me mention these club owners right now. Dino Jean, Club 103. Go to him and ask him how you can help. Go to Mr. Blackman at Blackman's Plaza. Johnny over at Club Illusions. Go to Sir Said over at Club 51. Go to Tony Cox at Club 51. Go to Charles over at the Cigar Inn. Ask them what you can do to help them keep their establishment open by, and not just attending, which is obvious. You got to come and support the establishment, but what can you do to help stop this violence? And talk to the club owners. They will be able to give you some direction, and they will be able to tell you what kind of rallies or things of that nature that you can go and support. Mac Beats?
Mine would go back to saying that find a way to get some businesses established. You need to get some money centralized and keep the dollar circulating, because as soon as you get people with the money, I think violence is going to go down substantially, because the only reasons it's there, because what else is there? Do you have other than doing things that is not provided for you, that you have to go and get yourself, either by legal or illegal terms? And a lot of the things that I'm talking about lead to violence.
I'd like to acknowledge some of the DJs that have been instrumental in the entertainment industry there. Dino Jean, the owner of Club 103 and Club Phoenix, we want to thank you and acknowledge you over and over again. In the same breath, you still have the legendary Jim Gates, who has been in the East St. Louis area and cares about the East St. Louis area just about more than anybody that I know of. Jim Gates, DJ Hush, DJ Oatmeal, all of these people who they're working right now.
DJ 618.
DJ 618, which was instrumental in us obtaining work at Club VML. Thank you, DJ 618. We really appreciate you very, very much. Go to the DJs. Ask them, what can you do? And we'll get this violence handled. As long as enough people like us care about it and are talking about it, we will get a handle on it, and East St. Louis will be able to thrive without closing at 12:30 or 1 o'clock. We don't want East St. Louis to close at 1 o'clock. We don't think...
That's the after-hours place. Come on.
Why would you want to close East St. Louis after 1 o'clock? I mean, that just doesn't even sound right. We have a legendary entertainment atmosphere in East St. Louis, and we want it open late. We just want it safe. We want it safe, and we don't think that the clubs are the reason why we're having shootings.
Exactly.
It's not the clubs. It's other factors that are not being addressed, like poverty and like no businesses, things of that nature, no infrastructure.
No jobs.
Right. It just looks like a big skeleton downtown. So we need to, yes, it does look like a big skeleton downtown. We need East St. Louis downtown built up so we can be proud of it. So this is our show, and we appreciate these people that we have acknowledged.
Hope we didn't forget anybody. If we did,
we forgot everybody. We forgot some people, but the people that we acknowledged, we really thank you. We really appreciate you. Without East St. Louis, there would have been no Fat Karaoke existing for 9 years.
And without a lot of these people that are in the first part that I named, they live in St. Louis. So, without them, it wouldn't have happened either.
That's right. Special Angel used to make that trip all the time.
So did Donna Pelly, Siren, Ramona. She's from East St. Louis, but she now lives in St. Louis. Monet, Shawnee, Lady V, Tambra, Pontiac. Sweet Pea is from East St. Louis, but she used to make that trip. Rick Lewis from East St. Louis, but he used to make that trip. Big Coop, he used to make that trip too. There's a lot of them.
Mara used to come from St. Louis as well.
Mara. Yeah, Mara is a strong singer, and we have her on a video as well. A lot of these people we have on video.
Right. Ace used to make that trip too.
And to talk about these people were good people. They made the atmosphere, and that's the reason why I had an opportunity to develop a crowd through Fat Karaoke, Shell, and Mac. It's because these people that we have mentioned have great personalities. They're great people. And the strength of any business or any enterprise is the quality other people. And they were great people around us.
Can the church say amen?
Father, Father. Come on, JR. The real JR was really instrumental in helping us in the beginning with putting us on the radio. And we thank you for that, JR, as well. And he's still instrumental helping us today. Hopefully, we will get a karaoke program that is geared toward the karaoke masses through JR and his new possibilities that are coming. Can't say exactly what it is, but new possibilities.
His new ventures.
Right. Karaoke nuances, karaoke particulars, karaoke, all things karaoke. Earl Z. Pearl, Mac Beats.
And Shell.
We want you to stop the violence, East St. Louis. We want the entertainment industry to flourish. We want it to grow. We want to do shows in East St. Louis. And we still want to come back and have that availability there. All of our best friends and some of our best relationships are in that area. And we want the violence to stop right now. And that's the reason why we're doing this show. We love you. I hope that you're looking for another installment of the Fat Karaoke Podcast. Mac Beats, Shell, Earl Z. Pearl. And in closing, Mac Beats.
Appreciate y'all. Love y'all.
You sound like Russell Simmons.
Wait a minute. Love you. God bless you. Good night.
In closing, Shell.
Thanks for the memories.
In closing, I'm ready to do a show. And that's the reason why this show is being produced. We look forward to seeing you again. We love you. Fat Karaoke, take care. Keep singing. Thank you for listening to Karaoke on Air. Fat Karaoke, the Karaoke Network. This is the Karaoke Podcast for your karaoke fix. All things karaoke. This is Earl Z. Pearl. We'll see you next time. Keep on singing.